YouTube, what's the word? We back. So we got a big update on Frankenstein. So the 250 amp alternator I got in my car that I had built from CCS, which was possibly 5 years ago, it's not working out. So the issue that I'm having with the alternator is that since I got it, it's undercharging. So it's been charging at 11.6. I spoke to the company. The company showed me that that's how it is, so that it doesn't overcharge the battery. Now I'm thinking it's kind of bullshit on what's going on. Because since I had the alternator in the car, this would be the third time I replaced that battery I had in my trunk. Luckily, the battery's under warranty, so I'm not really worried about that too much. But now I'm having an issue with the alternator. That what's happening is I get like 45 minutes of music play, or even certain days when I'm just playing my music, not even for that long, the alternator's not charging as strong. So then my aftermarket voltmeter starts going crazy. Starts to flash, goes in a warning zone, thinking my amps go into fucking protection mode because they don't like the voltage being that low. So that's an issue. So I did my research. There's not much companies that make alternators for this car. McMahon told me no. I'm looking at JS alternator. I heard a couple of bad reviews about them, but some good reviews as well. So it's not just all bad. The issue that I'm running into now is that we also have US alternator, which another great company. And as far as I know, I haven't heard no bad reviews about them at all. But Soundman always talks about it, thinking about them. Everything is roughly around the same price point. And then I have another company which hit me up on Facebook, and they're willing to build me a custom alternator. The only difference with them is that I won't be able to get the alternator powder coated, so it will look factory. And being that I'm taking the alternator out for the last time, I think this time I will opt out and get it powder coated. But they're willing to build me a 300 amp alternator with a 3-pin plug, and then I would have to pre-wire it myself if I want the upgraded diodes. But I think in this situation, they also can make one that's plug and play 300 amps. But I'm kind of worried about that, man. Just because of this alternator, it's not doing its job. So it's either in between JS alternator and US alternator. But the problem with US alternator is that they give me an option of the big casing and the small casing. Obviously, I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough room to fit the big casing in that one area. But I would like to have it because I would like to have the charging capabilities. But their option is they don't have a 300 amp, they have a 320, which, extra 20 amps, I'm not complaining about it. As long as, I get at least the full 320 at 2,500 RPM, I'll be happy. And then JS alternator, the same thing. Both companies offers any kind of powder coatings you want. If I do it, I'm going to do it in red so that it matches the engine bay. And already have the downgraded pulley and the downgraded belt that's shorter. So I'm not really worried about that. That's like in my favor. So if I do order this new alternator, I don't have to swap over the smaller pulley on that alternator because the new one's going to come with it. So my plan is that I'm going to talk to a couple of people that do audio for a living. I know I'll do audio for a living, but I just want that second opinion just so I can know what's the best route to go. But I'm thinking about taking out that big ass battery I got in the back, replacing it with two Ultima batteries, the 34s. And the good part about the 34s is that I don't have to build a custom made battery rack for it, because they sell two different styles of the battery racks, which is cool. The batteries will be fully mounted. I don't have to worry about them moving, which what you don't want. You don't want batteries to be moving around, jumping around. None of that shit. So I'm thinking about that. The one person I spoke to was trying to get me to get one of those Comcast batteries. And they're not bad batteries, but they're heavy as shit and they're too tall for my application. I thought about doing a lithium, but the problem with the lithium is that you won't be able to jump it, which is an issue because it's a daily driver. If this would have been a car that I only took out to shows and shit like that, or I didn't take out so often, then cool, I can leave it on the triple charger, battery will stay happy. So that's going to be a big no-no because that's going to be a fucking fire issue. So I'm thinking about doing 2 batteries, both wired up to 12 volts, wiring them both together. I'm going to have to buy more wire because obviously the wire that goes for the main battery terminal to my distribution block that has the 2 runs of 0, that's going to have to get changed because I think it's going to be too short. It needs to be longer. And then I still need the additional wire because I got to wire up the other battery to the secondary battery. I'm going to have to add more grounds. I want to tighten up that fuse block situation that I made so that looks all nice and pretty. And since I'm in there, even though the truck is insulated, I'm going to buy some bed liner material. And I want to bed line the whole thing all black so it looks all nice and pretty. So that when I put the 2 batteries in there and clean everything up, it's going to look way better than what it is. And hopefully that should fix my charging issue, should fix my battery issue. I should have more than enough power, and I'm going to have an alternator that's going to be more efficient. The only thing, another issue I have with the JS alternator is that I heard people were talking about, one guy bought one, and he was saying that the alternator, like it was a brand new alternator, but the bearing was bad. So you heard the whining of the bearing. Another guy talked about how it was undercharging, so after a certain amount of music play, the voltage was dropped. Which, we're trying to avoid any kind of voltage drop. We're trying to avoid any kind of issues that this alternator already has. I'm not going to show you guys my setup because I got 2 or 3 videos of my setup, me slowly progressing and changing things. But that needs to get dealt with. If you guys want to see that video, you guys can go to my old videos and see that. But I currently took some pictures so I can sit down, brainstorm everything. I know I do want to build a custom platform so I can mount both batteries onto the piece of wood. I'm probably going to use not even 1/4 inch, it'll be too small, but maybe some 1/2 inch birch. Or if I can use plexiglass, take some measurements, and if I can get a measurement that's close enough and get it in 1/2 inch plexi black, that would be even better. And I don't have to worry about the wood getting wet, the wood expanding, and shit going wrong. It's just when I design it, because I definitely don't want to use sole tappers, I'm going to see if I can try to use some riv nuts so I can permanently mount that to the floor. And then the 2 battery tie downs that I'm looking at, they take about 6 screws a piece to strap it down, which would be nice. And it comes with screws, but I think the screws might be a little too long, so I'm going to have to go a little shorter. But we're definitely going to invent something. And the battery rack is going to have to get mounted to the custom piece of plexi and then mounted to the floor. And then the batteries go inside, that gets mounted, and I can do all the wiring. But it's going to be pretty interesting because I'm going to have the only Genesis in the world that's going to have a dual battery setup. So it's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be a world first. So you're going to see it first, you're going to hear it first, and just in case in the future, if you guys want to do the same thing, then I'm going to be the guinea pig so that if it works out, you guys can follow the same footsteps. So not this week, but probably next week, I'm going to order everything, and then I'm going to do a whole video of me doing the install, the setup. It'll be very intuitive so that you guys can see what's going on. But I figured since I haven't posted a video in a while, I will post a video. And I also got some new wheels on the way, 3-piece. But I'm not saying nothing yet. You guys ain't going to see nothing yet. But the 3-piece, straight from Japan, those are getting done. These old wheels got sold, which they're still on the car now, but, they're going to come off eventually. But stay tuned, YouTube. We out here. Like I said, we're still busy. We're still posting videos. Need to post some videos on the Lexus, so that's going to be coming pretty soon. But I figured I'll do an update. So thank you guys for watching my video, supporting me. Subscribe, watch, and have a good day. All right, YouTube. We out this piece.